Looking forward to our final day of competition and our third weekend of racing for supercars at Sydney Motorsport Park. BP Ultimate Sydney SuperSprint. And this is going to be our qualifying for the 27th of 31 races in our championship season. BP Ultimate pit lane now open, cars roll out. This is a short, sharp session where you've got to rock and roll, make it all work straight off the bat, and then a pretty brief break into qualifying for race 28. There's nothing fancy about the format for this today. You go out, you ply your trade, you get the job done, you do a time, that's it. Winner yesterday, and that adds to the couple of wins that he had the first weekend. One win last weekend and now another this weekend. It's been a very profitable period for him. He's fifth in 7 races here. Got a beautiful jump in the races. We go to Bryce Forward, alternator failure yesterday, and then it ran on battery power until it had no more, and then stopped on lap 19, turn 3, triggered the BP Ultimate safety car. It was a sad end for Bryce, who was showing a little bit of an improvement pace-wise, but the telltale was on the radio early in the game. Willing battle off the start line yesterday, which we enthused about, and once again there were fireworks in the run to turn 1. Anton got a great start. Shane van Gisbergen and Jamie were also in some great combat shoulder to shoulder for big chunks of the race. Will Davison was in it as well. Now Jake Kostecki's gone up into P2 and he's sitting in behind Nick Percat at the moment, so we've seen about 10 cars put together a time. 4 tyres on this car yesterday for Will Brown served him pretty well. It happened at an ideal time and he was able to have a crack at Jamie Whincup later in the race. He's in behind Jake Kostecki, car number 34 of the unit cars, just ahead for Matt Stone Racing. He's come off that final corner looking very tidy. Percat's at the top at the moment on a 30.6. They'll get into the high 29s here, maybe even the 28s. 29.4 in fact for Will Davison. Anton responds with a 9.2. So Shell V-Power Racing Team 1 and 2. Whincup position 3, Van Gisbergen position 4. So you've got 0.2 of a second, quarter of a second between De Pasquale and Davison. Whincup and Van Gisbergen. Jack LeBrock, shaking off yesterday's trauma, gets up into the top half D.
Will Brown, great job. He goes up to 4th. Kostecki and Pye Brody goes up to 7th. Scott Pye, much better job. Look out for Mostert. He's on a good lap. So he's going to jump up. Heimgartner comes up 11 positions to 10th. So Anton De Pasquale, Will Davison, Jamie Whincup, Will Brown, Shane van Gisbergen, that's the top 5 at the moment. Hazelwood's just come up. Mostert comes up to displace Pye. And Mark Winterbottom has come up to 6th. Great job, Frosty. Local boy from Doonside. What a job.
So it's all low heart rate until about 90 seconds to the end of it, and then it explodes. And at the moment, we've got Anton De Pasquale on the top with a provisional pole as we pick up on Nick Percat, who was quickest early on. Problem with the right front suspension with that car yesterday. What's he got for us as he tumbled down the order when everybody got their better tyres on? Up 7 spots, good enough for 10th. Here's Tim Slade, who took some late tyres yesterday and charged back through the field for a decent result. Tim Slade moves up 7 spots into 17th, but not as far up as he would hope. So that looks like career pole 10 for Anton. And 10th in the 2021 championship season. We just wait to make sure all cars are clear of the racetrack before we get too far ahead of ourselves. But it looks like a Shell V-Power Racing Team lockout across the front row of the grid. And then Will Brown has managed to split the Red Bull cars, Jamie being in 3rd position and Shane in 5th position.
Nice job, Will Brown again. It's been very fast since they dropped those Erebus cars on the track after our pause period in the 2021 championship. And those Erebus cars have been strong, not only in qualifying, but in race contention. Will Brown, remember last night with 4 tyres, aided by the BP Ultimate safety car, compacted the field, and that gave him a bit of a free kick in terms of being able to get back through everybody at that stage, Lula Lacroix.
So early in the piece, when we first came out here a couple of weeks ago, at different times, it actually looked like Anton could have had anything up to somewhere between 0.4 and 0.5 of a second on his nearest rivals. We've seen enough Armour All qualifying now where everybody puts their best foot forward to get a bit of a fresh idea of what that looks like. They've halved the margin, but it's still chunky.
Yep.
0.25 of a second between Anton and his teammate Will Davison. You can see confirmation on your screen. Nice job again by Will Brown to split the 2 Red Bull Ampol Racing Team cars. Mark Winterbottom will be pleased with that because they didn't have a great qualifying with that car yesterday. That gives him a fresh opportunity in race 27. Mostert, Pye, Kostecki and Percat. And then looking further afield,